my entire family was military. I had 3 brothers go in the military. 3 of them Marine Corps, 1 went in the Air Force. The Air Force is the only one that actually retired out of it, though. So kudos to my brother on that. But we were always a military family. In the sheriff's department, the motto of the sheriff's department is service above self. Like, we really, want to serve more, than we care about ourselves. Certainly we care about ourselves, but we do our service above our own self. And that's kind of how I've lived my entire life, even from that as I was a child. So when I went into the Marine Corps, I excelled, got meritoriously promoted, which means promoted faster than normal. And I did exceptionally well in the Marine Corps. And then when I got out of the Marine Corps, there was a void, really.
Right. What am I serving?
Yeah.
Right.
Right. How do I continue?
You've been giving yourself to your country and to your fellow man for a long time.
So yeah. So I actually, and you probably don't know this about me because we never talked about it, but I went to be a firefighter.
Well, you mentioned it in like our consultation, but we haven't talked about it.
Yeah.
Since. I don't know any of the history of it.
Firefighter EMT, and from there transitioned into a 911 dispatcher. So I've seen both sides of the 911 calls that come out.
Getting the call and being the call.
Right. And then this department here, my best friend was with the department. We were in the Marine Corps together as well. So he was with the department and said they're hiring. I came down here and found a culture that I really, I knew I could thrive in. That paramilitary organization that was really about serving the public, right? That service above self. I've had a lot of leaders in my life, but Sheriff Bianco, he exemplifies service above self, and that's why I support him so much with this department. So
no, Sheriff Bianco came, and we take it back to COVID when everyone knew someone was shutting down California,
right?
And as a in a gym space, like, you're going to shut down the number one place people are trying to be healthy and fit.
Absolutely.
It makes a lot of sense to me, Mark. But anyway, so Riverside Sheriff and Chad Bianco specifically was he allows small businesses to continue because he knew that you need a healthy population with a sustainable income to prevent people from being idle.
Absolutely.
Because when people are idle, crime increases. But we lived in almost this little like pocket in Riverside County where life wasn't too much different than it had been before. There was like a couple months here and there that, but Sheriff Bianco was one of the first people that came out and said, like, I will not stand for the tyranny that's happening from the state.
Absolutely.
And so we really appreciate that. And Miguel actually donated a lot of gym equipment to your guys' center up there at Riverside. Yeah. And we did like a powerlifting event there at one time too. That was really good. And it was beautiful that when we had our grand reopening of the new facility here at our Murrieta location, that Sheriff Bianco came and had a lot of nice things to say about the conversations that he had with Miguel. Yeah. And how, like the conversation we're having, how they were aligned in their efforts to serve the community.
Absolutely.
And so we thank Sheriff Bianco for that 100%. I got to finally meet him in person that day. He was hounded by cameras and people shaking hands and stuff, so I let him do his thing. But it was really wonderful to be in a smaller setting yesterday, and thank you for having us there.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
to get to talk to him. And it was cool because you're meeting this guy who's running for governor who just like reminds me of my uncle.
He's just a normal guy, he's right. And that's what draws people to him. He is a fantastic leader. He does not put up with BS, but he'll help you dig the ditch in front of your house if you need it. You're like, right. That's the kind of guy he is. And one of the things that I appreciate about him, reference COVID, is he saw that COVID was just kind of a power grab by the government
100%.
to really have the citizens rely on the government for everything, and he's more about, you know, providing, yeah, like being more self-made, right? Why would I take people's opportunity to make money, or he's not going to arrest his thing. I'm not going to arrest a single mom just trying to feed her kids, right? So when we become more reliant on the government, we continue to give more of our powers away. And that's actually one of the reasons I am continuing this fight for CCWs.
Right. It's funny because I was about to use the word sheep, and I realized that we were just at non-sheep firearms, and that's what the government really wants you to be, is a little sheep following everything.
Yes.
And then they get to take more tax money because they can offer you more services because you cannot service yourself.
Right.
So you have Mark and myself and those aligned with us wanting to provide service over self, and you have government that wants you to not be able to service yourself.
Absolutely.
And to help you. It's just mind-boggling, what especially the big cities have become. And we're blessed to be in Riverside County. I was born and raised in San Diego, and I see a vast difference now. I mean, I lived there for, I'm 36 now, and I've spent half my life in San Diego. I've also been in like 19 different countries, traveled the world, worked in Abu Dhabi for 3 years. But I got to see a lot of changes going back home. And I love going back home. I feel like I'm driving down the 15, I see San Diego, I feel this little piece of home, but till I roll down my window and start smelling downtown, then it doesn't feel like home no more.
That's right.
But we don't have that many problems around here, and hopefully Sheriff Bianco does very well and can make a big change for us here in California and get us back on track.
Yeah.
Now, with providing the service that CCW Solutions does, what are some things that you offer? Because I know you're working with different counties and different departments to try and streamline their, besides what you do for the public, what do you do for on the
agencies?
agencies?
Thank you for letting me talk about that. So when Sheriff Bianco asked me to take over the CCW unit, we were about 16,000 CCWs at that time. But self-protection was one of those big things that he ran on his campaign. So over the last 4 years, we've increased those CCWs from 16,000 to over 60,000 in Riverside County alone. So that culture itself,
Like
so
10,000 a year.
that's it.
100% increases.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So in Riverside County, what I was able to do, and this is because one of the things that always impressed me about Sheriff Bianco is he says, you need to trust the people that you put in place, right? Mm-hmm. So he kind of gave me the ability to run this CCW unit like I would a small business. And that's why I think I'm perfectly, in the perfect position to continue this forward. But we took Riverside County with the changes that he allowed me to make from a 14-month process time down to 3 to 4 weeks.
Right.
It is the number one CCW county in the state of California. And Riverside County specifically is the number one agency. So when he started running for governor, or decided to run for governor, I had made a commitment to him prior to that I would continue to run his CCW unit as long as he wanted me to. And I had anticipated running for an additional 4 years past this. Mm-hmm. But because he's a man of honor and I'm a man of honor, I asked permission from him, like, hey, I'm at my most marketable place right now in the state of California.
Right.
So I would like to be able to help these other agencies. And I'll just give you an example. If you apply like in the county of LA, you have to wait about 2 years to get a CCW. So
in 4 weeks here.
4 weeks in Riverside County. So if you're up to speed on any of those CCW laws, you'll see that like the Attorney General Pam Bondi is coming after LA because clearly, let me just back up. The Second Amendment says, your right to bear arms shall not be infringed. But what does that mean, right? Certainly everybody can agree there has to be a process in order to carry a firearm in public. The right to keep and bear arms generally was for your home. You can buy as many guns as you want. You can protect yourself all you want, but there has to be certain regulations. We don't want mass murderers, like that get out to be able to carry guns, or people that are violent criminals that the state of California continually lets out to be able to carry a gun. So we have certain restrictions on that. But a 2-year wait for a CCW is clearly a violation of something. So they're coming after LA for a violation of the Second Amendment, which is a fundamental right that people have. So everybody can argue back and forth whether this should be an open carry state or we should not, anybody should be able to have firearms. But you know, at the end of the day, we're a land of laws and rules and regulations that the people have agreed upon.
Right, they voted
we,
on,
you
right.
know, that we've all voted on. So my job right now is to really help these agencies streamline that process. So and streamline it in a way where they can save sometimes millions of dollars by outsourcing it to my company. And I say my company, but we're all retired sergeants, lieutenants, master investigators that have been doing this for years. So you're not just getting a company that's not established. You're getting a company. I've got 12 master investigators, sergeants, and lieutenants that have had 25, 30 years in law enforcement doing this. So that's who CCW